In the hidden sanctuary of the mountains, Kofi's training began under the watchful eye of Nuru. The master sorcerer, with his long flowing robes and eyes that seemed to pierce through one's soul, was a figure of immense power and wisdom. His lessons were not for the faint of heart, they were grueling, relentless, and designed to push Kofi to his absolute limits. Each day, Kofi found himself facing trials that tested not only his magical abilities but also his willpower and character. The first trial was the trial of endurance. Kofi had to navigate a maze filled with illusions, each designed to break his spirit and sow seeds of doubt. The walls of the maze shifted continuously, shadows whispered his deepest fears, and phantom figures taunted him with his past failures. With each step, Kofi's resolve was tested, but he pressed on, his mind sharpening against the illusion's tricks. Every twist and turn in the maze made his heart pound with a mix of fear and determination. Next came the trial of wisdom. Kofi found himself in a chamber filled with ancient riddles and runes that held the secrets of the old sorcerers. The symbols seemed to dance before his eyes, challenging him to decode their meanings. It was here that he met Iona, a fellow apprentice whose beauty was matched only by her fierce intellect. Iona moved with grace, her every action deliberate, her every spell flawless. She quickly proved herself to be both an inspiration and a formidable rival. Despite their rivalry, a bond began to form between Kofi and Iona. They trained together, their friendly competition driving them to greater heights. They shared moments of laughter and camaraderie, and in the quiet of the night, under the stars, they exchanged stories of their past and dreams for the future. Kofi found himself drawn to Iona, not just for her beauty and strength, but for her unwavering determination and kind heart. The final trial was the trial of courage, where Kofi and Iona had to face their deepest fears in a dark, enchanted forest. The shadows seemed to come alive, forming monstrous shapes that embodied their worst nightmares. Kofi's fear took the form of losing control of his power and harming those he loved. Iona's fear was failing her family, who had sacrificed much for her training. Together, they confronted their fears, finding strength in their budding friendship and mutual respect. As Kofi completed his trials, Nuru watched with a discerning eye, his expression a mix of pride and expectation. "You have done well, Kofi," Nuru said, his voice resonating with warmth and authority. "But remember, the true test of a sorcerer lies not in power but in the heart." Kofi, feeling the weight of Nuru's words, knew his journey was far from over. With Iona by his side, he felt ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead. The dark forest, a place where shadows seemed to breathe and darkness thrived, awaited Kofi and Iona. Nuru, knowing the dangers that lurked within its depths, entrusted them with a mission of great importance, to retrieve the Orb of Light, an artifact of immense power. Its retrieval was crucial for maintaining the balance of magic in their world. As Kofi and Iona ventured into the forest, they were greeted by an eerie silence, broken only by the rustling of unseen creatures and the occasional call of a distant bird. Every step they took was a test of their resolve, every shadow a potential threat. The malevolent spirits of the forest, drawn to their magic, sought to ensnare them. The air was thick with tension, and the feeling of being watched never left them. One night, as they camped under a canopy of twisted, ancient trees, Iona opened up to Kofi about her fears and dreams. She spoke of her family, the sacrifices they had made for her, and her overwhelming fear of failing them. Her voice trembled with emotion, and Kofi could see the vulnerability beneath her fierce exterior. He, in turn, shared his own doubts and the newfound sense of purpose he had discovered since meeting Nuru. In that moment, a spark of something deeper ignited between them, a connection that went beyond friendship. Their journey took them deeper into the forest, where the air grew thicker with dark magic. They encountered a series of traps designed to deter intruders, each more cunning and dangerous than the last. With their combined skills and growing trust, they navigated these perils, their movements becoming more synchronized with each challenge. Finally, after days of relentless pursuit, they reached the heart of the forest. There, bathed in an eerie, otherworldly glow, stood the orb of light. It was guarded by a powerful dark sorcerer, a figure cloaked in shadows whose eyes burned with malevolence. The sorcerer, sensing their presence, summoned dark forces to thwart their quest. In the ensuing battle, Kofi and Iona fought with all their might, their magic intertwining in a dazzling display of light and dark. In the heat of the battle, Kofi saw an opportunity. Drawing on his training and the bond he shared with Iona, he devised a plan. Together, they managed to outsmart the dark sorcerer, their combined power overwhelming him. The dark sorcerer's defeat was a hard-fought victory, leaving them both exhausted yet triumphant. The orb of light, now in their possession, radiated with a purity that dispelled the lingering shadows. Triumphant but weary, Kofi and Iona made their way back to Nuru's sanctuary. The journey had changed them, their bond now unbreakable. The orb of light was more than just a powerful artifact, it was a symbol of their courage, unity, and the profound connection they had forged. As they approached the sanctuary, they knew that their trials had only strengthened their resolve for the challenges that still lay ahead.